Good morning, this is Carissa Chilcote with NWS Wakefield. I will be going over our briefing today, which emphasizes the extreme heat that we are in the middle of seeing today and into the next couple of days. And then we'll talk about possibly a little break in the heat later this week. First up, talking about our headlines, we have issued extreme heat warnings for most of our central and eastern Virginia, including the Maryland and Virginia Eastern Shore, and Northeast North Carolina through Wednesday, and heat advisories for the remaining areas, including the Virginia Piedmont and Maryland beaches for today. And then where those heat advisories are, they're going to be replaced with excessive heat watches for tomorrow and Wednesday. So here is a look at our current map for where we have those extreme heat warnings versus those heat advisories. And once again, those heat advisories out in the Piedmont will be replaced with extreme heat watches for tomorrow and Wednesday, while the Maryland beaches will remain as heat advisories. So this is going to be dangerous heat. We're going to see it over the next couple of days. The hottest conditions will actually be tomorrow. We'll talk about that. But before I go into our forecast, I did want to pull up briefly our current heat indexes. Make sure you can see that. Yeah, okay. So it's only 11 a.m. and we can see that we already have heat index values into the lower 100s. And we do expect those to continue to rise and see above 110 where we do have those extreme heat warnings today. So what is causing this extreme heat? Well, we have this pattern of high pressure over the area that is just hanging around for multiple days, as well as an upper ridge over the area. So that's really bringing all this oppressive heat. We might see a break in the heat later this week, Thursday and Friday. There is some low chances of afternoon and evening showers or storms, but we'll talk about how the probabilities are not too high for that. Leading up to that, today, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we are expecting to stay mostly dry. So here is our 7-day high temperatures and those heat index values. The big thing that you can see here is that Tuesday does have slightly higher values versus Monday and Wednesday. And then we can see a little bit of a cool down, if I could even call it a cool down. Friday into the weekend is still heat index values in the triple digits for most of the area. For the next 5 days, like I just talked about in the previous slide, we are expecting to remain at significant heat risk for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then elevated for Thursday and Friday. It will all depend on how that upper level ridge breaks down and if we can get any convection that would significantly cool the temperatures as well. So for today, with those extreme heat warnings that we have out, we are expecting maximum heat indices of greater than 110. The map on the left shows that we aren't expecting to get too much hotter than 110. I believe our max heat index value that we're looking at across the area today is 112 or 113. But the majority of the area is going to be in the above 105 and closer to 110. The Piedmont is expected to be a little bit cooler, not quite hitting 110, which is why there is just a heat advisory, with heat index values ranging for 105 to 109. For Tuesday, this Tuesday is the day that we are expecting to have the highest heat index values. We are expecting widespread above 110 heat indices, and we might end up upgrading the Piedmont into an excessive heat warning, tomorrow. We'll make that decision later this afternoon whether or not we want to include them or not, based off of model guidance and probabilities. But right now we are still looking at the majority of the area seeing above 110 for heat indices tomorrow. Before I talk about Wednesday, I did want to pull up really quick. This is Desi. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before. We like to use this to look at probabilities. Right now I have one of our high-res ensembles products pulled up. I am set to Tuesday afternoon. And this is going to be the probability of heat indices greater than 109. So that would be where we would have that extreme heat warnings. And we can see that the probabilities, that the yellows are going to be the highest probabilities. We've got pretty high probabilities. 71 looks like it's kind of the highest I'm seeing around the central area of our CWA, but we can even see out in the Piedmont still 50% probs. So we will continue to take a look at that and see if we need to change the heat advisories that we have today into excessive heat for tomorrow. Down in North Carolina, we still do have above 50% probs for seeing those heat indices greater than 109. Okay, so Wednesday we are expecting that heat to linger with those extreme heat values. We do continue to have where those extreme heat warnings are in place today is also in place for Wednesday as well, as we are expecting those values to be 110 or greater. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the heat is going to go away anytime soon. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we still have a greater than 40% chance probability of these heat indices remaining at or above 105 each day. This isn't going to be for the entire area. We will most likely see a little bit cooler temperatures on the eastern shore. Can't say that for certain as it is still a few days away, but we still are expecting high heat index values, and we will likely need heat advisories at least. Briefly, just wanted to include this slide between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. If you want to find more details, you can come back to the slide on the presentation or go to the CDC website to learn more. For the regional forecast summary, this kind of just summarizes everything we talked about, but it does include our probability of precipitation over the next 7 days, which we can see that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there is a low chance of seeing some relief and some precip. The highest we have that we're thinking right now is 45% on Friday, so it's still not likely, but we would welcome it if we could get any precip to form. So with any precip that does form, those showers would be isolated, so we are expecting very little rainfall Thursday through Sunday, and there's little to no rainfall expected from now until Wednesday. With the high pressure above us, the rip current risk is low for today and into the middle of the week. As for the tropics are starting to have a little bit more activity. We do have a 70% chance of tropical weather forming out in the far Atlantic Ocean. This would not have any impact on the US. It's not predicted right now, but we could see our first system in the Atlantic here within the next 7 days. There's a 70% props. And if it's going to be named, the first name would be Andrea. Moving into marine, with that high pressure, there is not much of a marine threat. We could see Thursday or Friday, there's a limited threat, but it still doesn't look too much like small crafts are going to be needed. We can see that from now until Wednesday, those winds are going to remain very light. Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, we do have a little bit more elevated wind, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like small craft advisories are going to be necessary, but we will continue to monitor. Here's another quick look at those winds, again remaining pretty light throughout the next few days. As for waves are going to remain low around 2 to 3 feet in the oceans and 1 to 2 in the bays. And our next email briefing will be sent out tonight, and we will do another live briefing on Thursday. Thank you for watching this video.